this is a good project. Yeah, this is public benefit. This is supposed to be the easy stuff. This is picking the trees, the landscaping, the bricks, the opening it up for public amenities, the things that there's been 7 public workshops on this. There's been so much that's gone onto this and it was started a long time before I got here. But when I got here and I said, you know what, this project's been on the book for 10 years. And it was languishing. And so we restarted the Joint Powers Authority between the city, CCDC, and the port simply to get something going and to get a shovel in the ground. And so when we're getting close to that, and I understand there's always going to be disagreements and differences of opinion, but what we have there is not acceptable. We have spent a lot of time with a lot of members of the public saying, how do we make this better? How do we encourage people to come down? How do we put the restrooms down there? This is good stuff. and if people disagree that, that's okay. That's part of the fun we have here in this building. And so, but let me just say, and part of the process is you can appeal certainly, and part of this is at the Coastal Commission, and that people are free to do that. And so, I do not. Ms. Fry is a great, wonderful person. She's looking at me right here. Look, I've been very patient with this project. A lot of people have been very patient with this project.
Patience is power, Mr. Faulkner.
Patience is power.
Yes.
My sole goal remains to get something done, to open this waterfront up. My colleagues have some questions tonight. We could have a split on the continuance 4-4, but guess what? Then we'd have a split on the
Right.
vote later tonight.
So I have an
and
idea.
So I'm a realist, if anything, at 10 o'clock at night.
I have an idea.
And so Ms. Fry has an idea. I'm just happy to
Ms.
listen.
Fry,
So here's what we can do. Return this to the mayor's office until such time as the Coastal Commission, this issue has been addressed, and then bring it all back. And hopefully
I'm not prepared to do that because I'll tell you that could be a very long time, and we've had similar projects
That could be
where
a year, that
somebody's
could be 2
threatened
years,
an
that could be
appeal
5 years.
that we should not act on because of an appeal threatened. We should do what we needed to do, what this council believes is the right policy decision, what all of
So
the
how
stakeholders have been
about-
involved
As
with.
the seconder of the motion, Ms. Fry, if I could
How many days do you
suggest, if I could just suggest,
Okay.
If we want to do a 30-day, a 45-day, bring it back in September,
well,
I'm happy to do
let's
that.
bring it back in September. But here's the thing: the reason why I'm supporting a continuance tonight, I'm more with Mr. Faulkner on this. They're asking for a loan. The port wants a loan. I want them to lift the dress. I want to see the finances. This is our best shot to get some answers about the money. Because we haven't, frankly, my office has not been able to get the information. And
split the dog.
before we
How
move
about
forward
open
with
the books?
Yes, open the books. Before lift the veil, the same thing. There's a lot of secrecy here. I want to see the bride, but the reality is, if we can get more information provided to us about the port's finances before we give them a loan, I think anyone else asking for a loan would show what reserves they had, et cetera. And that's what I'm concerned about, which is
Mr.
why I'm
Weiss, so
asking for the
if we could have this back in September, I'd be happy to vote with my colleagues on that this evening.
provided the port is here to also, answer their financial
September
issues.
what? would you
September
like?
5th? or
That's too
September
soon.
15th, September 15th.
September 15th sounds better.
Second.
Okay, we'll continue on to September 15th, as long as we have an agreement. I don't think this is the right action, given the fact that this is, we're basically folding on an appeal, which, on a project that's been in the works for 3 years at least that I've been here.
Well, Mr. Wade, and I appreciate that, and I'll just conclude because, I agree with that. We've spent a lot of time, but ultimately, the council needs to be comfortable with that. The agency needs to
I
be
understand
comfortable
that,
with
Mr.
that, and that's the best
I'll
way to proceed.
support the continuance in that spirit, but, I'll do so kicking and screaming. I think we heard the comments that they don't support the project. We were going to bring this project. They're still going to be opposed. They're still going to be pursuing their appeal. And it's about them not agreeing with the project design, not necessarily with anything else. So in that spirit, I'll support the continuance to see what we can do to get council members more informed on this item. So we have a motion by Councilmember Fry that was seconded by Councilmember DeMaio. Please vote. Clerk, please call the roll. That passes unanimously.